Welcome everybody down here to Pro League once again, live in the Nexon Arena. My name is Valdez. Joining me today is Moonglade. And today we've got a lot of great teams coming down to play. We got KT versus Prime up first, and then later on today we're going to have CJ Entis versus SK Telecom T1. How are you doing today, Moonglade?
I am doing fantastically, Valdez. Yeah, it's going to be a great day today. Prime versus KT. There's some really interesting matches in there, including the one we're going to start things off with Flash versus Creator. And you know what?
Yeah,
it's Flash's 8th anniversary today. In I guess it's KT, right?
Yeah. You can go on Twitter and go ahead and check out the gigantic cake they brought for him. We'll probably actually get that on screen here for you guys eventually. But let's talk about these teams here. Of course, this is near the start of round 2. So Prime, they had lost their first match. They are -2. But KT Rolster as well has lost, but they are only -1.
Yeah, KT's team obviously looking a lot stronger this round with Life as the addition, and as we have these two players shaking hands, yeah. Creator and Flash. Going to be an interesting game to start things off, actually.
Yeah, we're going to Deadwing, a big map.
I'm not entirely sure who's actually going to win this. Obviously, I had to make a prediction. I predicted Flash based on his results from last week.
Yeah, as did I, as did everybody else. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
We'll probably get those up on screen for you guys a little bit later. But one thing that I just saw there that was very interesting to me. Creator, when he went up on stage to shake Flash's hand, showing a lot of respect, grabbing his hand with 2 hands, and kind of bowing there as well. So definitely a lot of respect going to this guy, Flash. He's kind of the god of StarCraft.
Maybe a little too much respect, Valdez. He's got to kill this guy now, and obviously it's his day today. That big cake there for him, everyone coming down to cheer for him. He's got to slaughter him. Yeah. How's he going to do that if he's all respectful and whatnot?
That's true, actually. You know, because even though you may consciously be like, okay, I gotta win my game today. Maybe subconsciously you're like, oh no, this is my senpai Flash. Like I need to I need to let him win. You know, he's too good for me. And the Creator definitely does not want to get into that mindset.
Not at all.
Going into the matchups today, of course, we did say it was Prime versus KT Rolster. We got Creator versus Flash here for game number 1 on Deadwing. Then we got Boom Boom, the return of Boom Boom, going up against Life. That's a hard return, man. That's going to be a hard game for him.
Yeah, man. Well, the last time we saw Boom Boom was losing to Slump Flash last round.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, he gave Flash one of his only wins in Pro League so far this season. He's going to be coming out against the new big dog of KT, Life. That's going to be a pretty hard feat. Then we got Yoda versus Stats on King Sejong Station. Stats kind of looking like a god right now.
Oh, yeah, man.
Maybe one of the best, if not the best Protoss in career currently in his current form. And then Myungshik, against Zest. And Zest, he's been failing, but I mean, it's a Myungshik, so who really knows?
Yeah, that was a hard one to call as well. I mean, Zest, he's lost a lot of PvP recently, and he's kind of slumping now. You even see that downwards purple arrow. He's just not playing the same way he was. And, you know, like you said, going up against Myungshik, we'll see what Myungshik wants to throw into the fire today, into that boiling pot, and see what kind of soup he makes. Let's see the team rankings here. Of course, SK Telecom, once again, on top. They did defeat Prime in the first game of round number 2 for them, so they do get off to a +2 point lead here ahead of everybody else. And we got CJ Entis, Jenner Greenwings, and MVP all winning ace matches.
Yeah, and I guess kind of not surprisingly, KT and Samsung are still down there as with StarTale, and Prime in last place. They've been there, I guess, all last round as well. Actually, they ended up beating KT last round.
No, they beat Samsung Galaxy Con.
Right.
Yeah, they were in 8th place. Really disappointing show by them.
Yeah, really surprising, actually.
Yeah.
They've had a bit of a rough time down there.
KT Rolster, I believe they lost to CJ Entis last week, so not the easiest team to go up against. So that loss, I feel, doesn't really tell the story of where they're at this round, especially with Life. But, of course, a lot of the players on that team definitely do have to pick it up a bit. But, again, going into the winners' rankings here, Innovation keeping that undefeated streak going. He is 7-0 now and looking untouchable. Some other names up here that we do see, Losira coming out of pretty much nowhere. I mean, he came out here in round 1, and he was just looking really good, like possibly at his old form once again. So very excited about that.
Definitely looking like the sort of the ace player for MVP at this point. He's really, you know, picked it up, lifted the team up when they needed it, and him and Younghwa, man, just doing a lot of work for that team.
Yeah, Younghwa as well. I'm glad you mentioned him. I believe he's still undefeated at like 5-0.
5-0, man.
which is pretty impressive. You really have to give it to him, especially after his, I think it was 2-8 or 2-9, 2-9 in his last season. So definitely picking it up there. Here we are going to introduce our player's creator, the first player here for Prime. Protoss player, of course. He's been showing some skill in the PvP matchup, but not much anywhere else.
Yeah, well, I guess we haven't really seen him that much against Terran this season at all, really. We just haven't really seen that much play from him. So it's going to be interesting what we get for today. You know, creator, yeah, obviously doing fantastically in PvP, as you were saying. But, I mean, it's just just like a hard one to predict. Him going up against Flash, who also has not played much of the matchup whatsoever. Clearly been really focused on his TVZ more than anything else. Had a lot of trouble. He's only lost one game against Protoss this season so far.
Yeah. And he is 2-6, of course. He kind of went through that slump period. Everybody was very sad. But then in the last week, I believe, he did take his first win. So everybody kind of saying, oh, is this guy back? I feel like we're going to see today, once again, you know, going up against a different race this time. Is he in good form? He looked good last week.
He did.
I think he's going to look good this week again.
Well, you know what? In a recent interview as well, Life said Flash was probably one of the best Terrans he's played in recent times. Just a lot to say for someone who's doing so badly in Pro League, but it seems to really come down to a mental block when he comes to these competitions. He's doing fantastically in the house and practice sessions. Just when he comes out here, he seems to really be failing.
Yeah, man. Sometimes people say, you know, slumps are pretty much all mental. Maybe, you know, 90% mental, 10%, you know, what you're actually doing in terms of your level of play, of course. You guys just got a good look at exactly how much stuff was brought. They even brought meat and some kind of root. I think that's ginseng.
Wow.
If I know anything about Korean culture. It's a pretty traditional thing to gift to people on their anniversaries and, you know, big events. But, guys, I think we're going to jump into game number 1 here. It's Creator versus Flash on Deadwing. But let's take a look at the predictions first. And, of course, everybody voting for Flash here.
Look at that accuracy rate. 67%, nearly across the board. You and me, Valdez, doing it for the boys.
I think this is only counting
last week,
yeah,
last play day.
No, Tuesday. Yeah.
Tuesday.
I don't think he's actually putting these together.
Maybe at the end of this season we'll get the whole percentage.
Yeah, maybe. But guys, let's jump into game number 1 here. It's Creator versus Flash. Down here in the bottom left, in the purple, the Protoss player from Prime, he is Creator.
Up here in the top right, we do have KT Rolster's Flash. He's back. He played
Yummy.
He played a great game last week, Valdez. I'm not going to lie, man. I was genuinely impressed by his play.
Yeah, for some reason, the guy that he beat is escaping my mind. Do you remember who that was? It was a Zerg player.
Biel?
Biel? Maybe. Yeah, I think it was Biel.
Yeah, I think so.
I think you're right.
I think so.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
he looked fantastic. It was on merry-go-rounds. I remember that. And, you know, he played a really solid game. It felt like, he really had it together that game. Maybe Life, you know, help him out a little bit there. I'm just gonna put everything on Life. If anyone has success against a Zerg from KT from now on, it's like,
It's all because of Life.
Life is here.
New addition to the team.
He's fixing everything.
Yeah.
KT are going to come back to those grand finals once again and win the whole thing.
It wouldn't be, you know, like Sleep or Action or any of those other awesome Zergs in the house.
God, no.
That only don't get to see playtime because they have so many good players on the roster.
But now they
That's
have
actually the
Life to
truth.
compete with, man.
Yeah.
It's like they're just never going to see another booth again.
Yeah.
Kind of messed up. Both players, you know, qualifying for GSL in, you know, just last week as well. Both doing pretty
Nice.
well for themselves.
Nice.
Flash actually beat Billowy and Ruin in TVP. And we had Creator. He defeated True, Bravo, and Blast. So I guess Bravo is the only relevant one there.
Yeah.
Still, he's a pretty challenging opponent.
Yeah, definitely. You know, Bravo recently going over to Samsung Galaxy Con. He's been showing some decent TVT play.
Yeah.
But unfortunately not able to qualify, I believe. If I remember correctly. Maybe I'm wrong.
Hard to remember. We actually saw Creator play a PVT last week as well against Innovation. and he got raffle stomped pretty badly.
Well, who doesn't get raffle stomped by innovation these days, you know?
It was a pretty straightforward raffle stomping as well, which is the problem. He simply got dropped by mines and took too much damage from it when he shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Like, it was really just, it came down to simple multitasking and damage control, and he fell apart in that point alone. He didn't really have to go up against the macro machine or anything like that. Simply just that point of the game, he fell apart and lost in the mid game.
Yeah. I really like this. Flash already trying to get into his opponent's head, putting down the eBay here at the natural. Of course, expecting this kind of build. When you don't see the Nexus, you're like, oh, he's probably going gate into, simple Nexus expand. Zealot is going to have to be not canceled. He's going to come down here and start hacking away at that engineering bay. SCV isn't going to stay around any longer. He's going to go back home. Meanwhile, Flash gets his own expand back at home.
Yep, going for that CC nice and early, and the engineering bay block, very efficient at that timing as well. Just simply, he is so far ahead with his expansion at this point, and Nexus only going down at now. And oh my goodness, Flash has got this all figured out now. Apparently, gonna do a proxy factory, so maybe some really quick mine dropping behind this really early expansion from Flash.
Yeah, that's what I would expect it would be. I mean, there are other opportunities, other builds that he could do, of course. But
he could always go Banshee, yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't outrule it, but...
It would definitely be surprising, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, considering how badly Creator lost to Mines last week, why not just keep going with that?
Exactly. Do you see a Stargate coming down here from Creator? Probably going to be Oracles. Going to the base of Flash, trying to put down that harass damage. And the Zealot here getting the scout. That, in fact, they are at cross spawns. And here we go, that starport is being made, as well as Widow Mine here.
Yeah, so it looks like it will be a very quick Widow Mine drop. And I like it. I like it a lot. Though, our Oracle could do a lot of damage. We are seeing the reactor go down on the barracks after, I believe that's 4 Marines. So if an Oracle came in at this point, could see a lot of death. But we do see an engineering base, 75% done at this point. So if he goes straight for turrets, he should be safe.
Yeah, if he plays super safe like that. Ooh, we got a Phoenix.
Ooh, that's actually such a good idea considering what Flash is going. If he just picks up the mines before they actually do anything, then this whole build has gone to waste.
I wonder if Creator's almost reading into this. He's like, oh, I got wrecked by mines last time. Flash is going to go mines again. Why don't I do a build that directly counters it? Yeah, that would be pretty interesting.
Not a bad choice.
We'll see how this goes, especially because he's going to have to keep these Phoenixes in position.
Yeah.
And not flying out of the map.
So far in good positions for it. Yeah, this is a very big map, so, when you have this much kind of distance between each other, Phoenix is not a bad choice at all. You can deal with all these kind of drops. Though they are moving out now at the exact wrong time.
Oh my god, that is so bad for Creator.
Oh my goodness. They're going to get down easy peasy.
And he's got no detection right now. He didn't even make an Oracle. Yeah. So here we go. These mines are going to burrow in here. Does he even move his probes? He doesn't notice. Here we go.
Oh, man. 5 down. No detection. Robo Facility is 90% done at this point.
He's trying to chrono boost out an Oracle here. It's, I guess, the fastest unit he's going to be able to get out here with some detection.
A mine is going towards the natural as well. Simply just made from the factory. Medivac did the rounds. Coming back in, there's nothing there. He's going to have to pull probes or at least take a, take a little bit of damage.
There's some cores in the main as well. Here we go. Dropping down is the Widow Mine. Does not move the probe once again.
No. Oh.
Okay.
What?
All right.
What? Bad focus fire from Flash, unfortunately.
Yeah, seriously. Okay. These 2 Widow Mines do get picked up and killed, but this one in the natural is not yet done. He should be able to get that, or not the Oracle, the Observer that he did over there in time to kill it. And he's going to start moving out with some of his Phoenixes here.
Hold on. This could do a lot of damage.
He's not moving a Stalker. He's trying to warp in here. Here we go.
Oh,
that was a much better hit, man.
What? This is the exact same thing we had last week. Creator not reacting to mines properly. He's not pulling probes. He pulls half of them and lets the rest mine, and he loses 9 probes in 1 hit.
It's almost like he's just assuming that Flash isn't going to target it, and then Flash targets it. I think he also got the Observer there, if I'm not mistaken. Now Creator losing his Oracle, taking extra damage on the Phoenix, and not even able to get the Medivac. Just not looking good across the board here for Creator.
That Medivac had 6 HP left, and he couldn't get it done. Yeah, everything going wrong for Creator once again in this matchup.
Yeah. Really not looking good. Flash, he's already got that third CC, it looks like. Or maybe he's moving out to build it there. Okay, there we go. Well, he feels like he's in a good enough spot right now to do it, and I think he is as well. Creator even getting supply blocked in the meantime, making 3 pylons.
Space has been created. Space is being created. There is simply nothing Flash has to really worry about at all. These Phoenixes aren't going to do anything. They're going to look for something. I mean, look at the army of Creator right now. We have 4 Stalkers, 2 Phoenix, 2 Sentries, 4 Zealots. Against 15 Marines, 6 Marauders, and Medivacs on the way.
Yeah. We already got +1 for this infantry army as well. +2 is on the way, as well as +1 armor. So Flash getting those upgrades out as well. Combat shields and stim are lining up here as well. He's going to hit hard with this attack, man. I think that Mother Horse probably got enough energy here for another.
He's got enough
overcharge,
but 2 in like 8 seconds. He'll have enough for 2. But even then, like, what are you going to do against this kind of bio army that has stim and +1?
Well, let's see what he decides to do. Photon overcharge does come down. It's going to push Flash back for now. But of course, he can move down to that other Nexus that he did spot with this Marine. 2 Medivacs boosting across the map there. That was one thing he was lacking, but now he's building up that number as well. He's going to force the cancel there on the Nexus while he gets his own third base up at the same time. Now currently morphing into an orbital, and he is mining from it as well.
Yeah, so Flash, has him contained on 2 base, cancels that third base. He is so far ahead, it's ridiculous at this point. He is up completely a base, up in army, up in supply. That 1 Colossus is not going to be enough, especially with Colossus range still on the way for a very long time.
Yeah, look at all these Marauders that are marching across the map. Flash just correctly identified the Colossi coming out here, and he's going to be looking for snipes. He's going to go for a drop here in the main. 1 Stalker and 2 Zealots is not enough. He's going to try to morph in some Stalkers here.
Yeah, it's still not going to be enough. Is Creator going to go uphill with this Colossus? He is, but his third base getting targeted down. Now the gateway units are exposed.
Colossus may go down here. Nice force fields, though. Will save that Colossus for now.
Just drop on the Colossus, end this game. This game is essentially over at this point. There is no force fields left. There's only a Colossus left.
Yeah, now he's going to stim forward here. Trying to get a lift there on one of the Marauders. That's desperation if I've ever seen it. And it looks like Flash has pretty much gripped this game. Creator's got nothing left.
This game is over. There is nothing left for Creator. He fell apart from the mine drops once again. Innovation leading the charge, leading the way, and really showing the weakness of Creator in this matchup.
Yeah. GG is called, and KT Rolster and Flash will take game number 1 here. Good that he wins on his anniversary. Nice build.
Pretty important win on his anniversary, I think. He'd have to get that one right.
Yeah. Definitely don't want to make it awkward and make everybody sad on your anniversary.
That would be
game.
Very, very awkward.
But Creator kind of helping him out there with the win here.
Oh, he put up 8 fingers, man. That means it's his 8th-year anniversary.
Yeah. He's been around for a long time. And, of course, the fangirls are out in full force.
Oh, yeah.
They got the banners. We even got multiple bags of goodies.
Yeah, man, I'm bringing 2 home, dude. I'm fed for a week.
Yeah, man. There's, like, cookies and cake and coffee. It's great.
All the good stuff. So a bit of a blow there for Prime as they lose their ace player in this match already.
Yeah.
And now we're going down to Bung Bung versus Life on Expedition Lost. That should be a pretty hard game for Prime as well, I gotta say.
Yeah. Unless, we still have not seen Boom Boom ZVZ. Maybe he is the newest, greatest ZVZ sniper in the world.
Come on, Valdez.